So I think that was probably a bit more of a practical kind of hands-on application to what we do now, understanding copy and writing for magazines and papers and sort of, I guess, like creating a story and tailoring your writing, and then understanding what else goes into that, like visual, photography, illustration, anything like that. Dylan, actually, his background is in an environmental scientist. Worked in gardening for a company called the Little Veggie Patch Co. for a long time, and then he started working, creating content for them, so creating videos and photography, and so that's sort of how he kind of sort of sidestepped into doing photography and video. So that's sort of what he does full time now. I think it was really important. I feel like my arts degree was kind of almost like an extension of my interests. Like I was learning about history and art and film, but then sort of, I guess, being a bit more pointed and going to something more specific like professional writing and editing, I think that's definitely been so valuable. All the teachers in the course were industry professionals, so they were like journalists and radio presenters and people that have just understood the industry and worked in publications and newspapers. So I think that was really formative to me. Yeah, and just the people you meet, the connections you make. I think uni is so great. Even if you're learning subjects that aren't sort of a direct application to what you're doing, they're a broad understanding of the world and what's going on. And I think that always helps with any career. I was the founding editor of Broadsheet, which is like an online city guide, and they do a printed newspaper as well. So I worked there for many years, building that and sort of launching it into other states. And that was very much city focused, seeing the city culture, restaurants, nightlife, fashion, that kind of stuff. And I think one thing that it's not missing now from there, but something that I sort of felt like we weren't covering a lot of was travel and the outdoors. And so I think after kind of going into freelance writing and working for other publications, Dylan and I wanted to do some travel around Australia and beyond, but wanted to use our skills to kind of like document our travels a bit and a way to engage with people when we were travelling. So we weren't sure whether that was like through food and drink or, I don't know, just a conversation you have, but we sort of wanted to find a way to document it, and then we sort of started with swimming, and it just kind of, we did this big trip around the country, and it kind of just took off from there, and it was a really amazing kind of access point to people who live inland and on the coast. I mean, there's swimming in all kinds of ways, so it sort of just became this really great conversation to have with people. We spoke to a lot of friends and friends' parents who had been on trips around Australia. We found that like a lot of young people don't do a big trip in a van. I mean, more so now because it's kind of like van life. I think mostly it was like a bit of a retiree trip, so we were kind of talking to people's parents who had retired and done a trip, or maybe they'd travelled when they were kids. And really, we just talked to friends and did a lot of online research as well. And then once we started travelling and doing the research, just talking to people, like talking to local people in town and other travellers, is always, having conversations with people is always the best way to find new information. Dylan and I worked on books before we worked on Places We Swim for separate businesses, and when I was working with Broadsheet, we worked very closely with the design team, who are actually a separate business, like very much intrinsically part of the evolution of Broadsheet, and I really loved that relationship and loved working really closely with designers. You know, you brief them and then they come back with all these ideas and you sort of like tailor them together, and it's I just really enjoy that collaborative part of the process. But when we worked on the book, the publisher sort of handled a lot of that. But it was quite important to Dylan and I to be involved with the design process directly with the designers and sort of select the designers and brief them on the design and create a design brief for them, so that it felt like it was our thing and not just like a design that was created by somebody else to apply to our concept. So we worked with on the first book and also the second book we're currently working on with some designers based in Sydney, and they're a small design team based in Marrickville who Dylan had worked with before, and we've just become friends with them now. So it's a very fluid relationship, and I think that I think it's important to establish that relationship and feel like the designers that you work with are bringing a lot of creative ideas and are kind of, I guess, evolving your ideas as well and showing you things that you might not have thought about. So, so that process has been good. I don't think every book author has the opportunity to work as closely as we have with their designer, but it's a big part of Spaces We Swim. So, it's been quite driven by maintaining that relationship and that work process. My role is sort of a production role. Sort of as an editor, you kind of oversee a publication, so you're like liaising with different people that are part of it. I sort of run the social media side of things as well, and we sell books and prints online, so liaising with printers and framers and sending out books to customers, any kind of. I mean, Dylan and I both write, so the copy in the book is like both of us, and then all the photos are his. But there's a lot of sort of behind the scenes production work. I would say that that sort of is my role. To meet people and go to places you haven't been, explore new things, and like hear stories from people that you didn't know and sort of retell those stories. I think it's just like if you're an interested person, like the media and publishing is a very fascinating way to sort of like develop stories with other people. Your own kind of asset to a project, what you can bring and how you can bring the best out in people, and I work at quite a pace, and I'm quite an impatient personality type, and Dylan and I were just talking about this before. He's like sort of more slow and thoughtful, and I think it's just understanding how to work with different people that you're working on a project with, and understanding like what they bring to the table, and listening to people and taking on ideas and trying to make the outcome the best for everyone. So I think, just understanding what your kind of skill set is and what your awareness level is, and maybe someone else has way more experience than you do, so it's good to kind of just let them guide you a bit, and then when you're the person who's leading the project, try and bring a lot to the table and make it a fun project for everyone. We kind of see Spaces We Swim as one big project of discovering swimming and exploring the outdoors. It was an incredible opportunity for us to drive around the country and take 12 months off to do that. So that was great. I mean, in my entire career, I would just say Spaces We Swim is one part of it. And I had many great years working at Broadsheet and really sort of developing my understanding of the media. I don't think there's really a stand-up project. I think there's sort of like a sum of one big experience, really. Always more opportunities to work with other brands and other people, to collaborate with other people on different projects. We're a really small team. It's two of us, so any other external project means us working with other people, which we really love doing. So I think there's lots of opportunities with that. There's opportunities to expand Spaces We Swim, I guess, beyond what we do, which is really just, books and an Instagram account. We could probably be talking to way more people and making it a bit more global. I think, at the moment it's quite Australian focused, but certainly, there's certainly like an opportunity to expand that down the track if that's something that we wanted to do, I think.